Over the past decade, Sligo Rovers have enjoyed success, silverware and European competition, as previous managers could afford the luxury of foreign talent. These days, financial pressures have forced current boss Donna Reardon to be more resourceful.
When I turned up, I was shocked because there was nobody here really except for 5 players. I think 2 of them have stayed. But I said to Johnny Morris-Burke, who's my assistant here, that things could only get better. And fortunately, within about 2 weeks, we had something like 35 players in training, people trying out and impressing me, to be honest. An awful lot of local talent. And consequently, we've arrived now with a squad of around 30, 32, who majority probably of them, 25, 26, would be local lads. The budget last year, I think, was up near £6,000 a week. I was told that this year it was going to have to be 2. I think in the past you've had players here on 2, 3, 4, £500 a week. If you have 4 of them, you're going to ask the rest of your team to play for nothing. I don't think that will go down too well. I think in the past, young lads that have come into the club here have probably been on minuscule money in comparison. And of course, the atmosphere in the dressing room then, it gets divided. And if the dressing room is divided, the team's not going to perform to the best of its ability. The only way forward for me with that sort of budget was with young players, and I was very aware of the talent situation in Sligo. There's a tremendous talent that runs through the local leagues, both at schoolboy and junior level, and I was here to tap that if possible. I suppose you look at the forwards straight away, don't you? Sean Flannery has been reintroduced this year because he walked away from the game. Sean has done terrifically well. Paul McTiernan come in this year. I think he's got about 9 goals as well in about 17 games. He's had a lot of injuries, unfortunately. He's having a fantastic season. Rafael Cotero, who was already here, another lad, young lad, John Gaffney. The list is almost endless, and it's very, very encouraging. And I'm just hoping, as I say, that we will continue with this trend and that we can bring success with local players.
Sligo's young players were beaten by Shamrock Rovers in their Cup quarter-final. But on the night, there were some encouraging signs of progress.
A lot of people are kind of delighted with the way we've gone and played and what has been so young. 8 players in the quarter-final of the Cup last week were from the area, where we performed very, very well against Shamrock Rovers. And there has been inconsistencies, no doubt, but when you look at where we were in July and where we've got to right now, we've made a lot of progress. We've laid a lot of good foundations, stuff to build on. Whether we do it this year, as far as promotion is concerned, we don't know. It might be next year, it might be the year after, but hopefully within 3 years or 3 seasons, we'll be back in the Premier League where I think this club belongs. You kick yourself sometimes when you look at the points that you've dropped, but then sometimes it's down to naivety and inexperience, and we all have to grin and bear it then.
There is one foreigner within the ranks of local talent. Mark Hutchison moved back to Sligo last summer from Shelburne, where he got to meet up with some old teammates.
We're playing against Celtic, and I've played with Morton Veghorst at Dundee and Robert Douglas at Meadowbank, and Jackie McNamara as well, so it's good to see the old faces again, I'm the oldest boy in the team, and I'm a wee chicken, a young chicken. Sure, the average age of our team's about 20. But when I first come across here, you had Ian Galzine, Ryan Cross, and it was an older lads team, and as you say, a lot of foreigners in it, like myself. But now it's all local boys.
He's a very passionate footballer. He wears his heart on the sleeves, great in the dressing room, fantastic pro. Had a situation early in the season where we lost a goal and I felt it was his fault, and had a bit of a go at him. He answered me back, and I pointed out in the dressing room after the game that that wasn't the sort of thing to do with him being the senior pro in the dressing room. He apologised profusely and came in the following evening to training, knocked on my door and stuck £50 on the table and fined himself. Now, that's a first. I've been in the game 30 years, never seen that. Typical of the lad. And basically that's why he's so well respected.
We've had our disagreements and that during a few games, but he's very good. He wants us to play ball, and I think that's what Sligo Rovers look for. They know that when they come to watch us now, the fans, they're going to get 110% every game. Now, we might not win every game, but they're going to get pure effort every game, We've had some great results this year for such a young squad. So I don't know if I'm taking responsibility, just sort of shepherding them through the games, just sort of talking my way through the game, really,
If in 2 or 3 years' time there's a possibility that we've had success and we can go pro, it's something I have spoken to the committee about, and Again, it depends on the finances. If we get good crowds, it means we can afford better players. If we get better players, we'll have a better team who will win promotion and win the cup. If we win the cup, we may be able to go full time. I'd love to think that we would be looking to win the Premier League in 5 years. I mean, that sounds a really ambitious quote now, I suppose, and people might pull me down in time to come, but that's my plan. That's my aim. As a professional, that's what I want to try and achieve. I'd love to win the league with Sligo. And, you know, if we could do it with these locals, it would be fantastic. But most importantly, it'd be great for the fans. They deserve it. They've been brilliant this year. And even though we've had minuscule success here, I suppose, in the sense that we've got to the quarter-final of the Cup, they deserve every bit of success we have.